Should you sell your home in 2026 or should you wait? If you're a homeowner in Los Angeles or Orange County sitting on the fence right now, this may be the most important question that you're asking yourself. Because here's the truth. Waiting could cost you tens of thousands of dollars, or it can save you from making huge mistakes. Now that answer depends on 6 critical factors that most homeowners aren't even thinking about. Hey guys, my name is Blandon and I've been helping LA and Orange County homeowners navigate this exact decision for over a decade. So if you're wondering whether 2026 is your year to sell or if you should hold on tight, stick with me until the end of this video because by the end, you're going to have clarity on your next move. Welcome to the channel, guys. If you're new here, I'm a real estate agent covering Los Angeles and Orange County, and my mission is simple. Give you the data, the insights, and the straight talk that you need to make the smart decisions about your biggest asset, real estate. Now, there's no hype, no fear-mongering, just real information. And look, I know this decision isn't easy. You're probably asking yourself, is the market going to crash? Are prices going up or are they going down? And what if I sell and then I regret it? These are legitimate questions, and they're exactly what we're going to tackle in this video today. We're going to look at current inventory levels, buyer demand, interest rates, how long homes are sitting on the market, the condition of your home, and most importantly, what it's actually going to cost you. Because sometimes the biggest risk isn't selling at the wrong time, it's waiting too long. So whether you're thinking about selling next month or next year, this video is going to give you the framework to make the right call for your specific situation. Are you ready? Well, let's jump right in. All right, let's start with inventory because it's one of the biggest factors in whether you should sell now or you should wait. Inventory simply means how many homes are available for sale at any given time. And right now in mid-2026, we're at an interesting spot. Over the past years, inventory in LA and Orange County has been creeping up. And we're not talking about a flood, nothing like the 2008 crash. But we are seeing more homes hit the market than we did in 2022 or 2023 when inventory was historically low. And here's what that means for you as a seller. More competition. When there are more homes to choose from, buyers have leverage. They can be pickier. They can negotiate harder. They might not even feel the urgency to make an offer immediately because they know that another home will pop up next week. So if you're thinking, I'll wait until spring when everyone says the market is hot, you need to understand that that is what everyone else is thinking. They're thinking the same thing. And if a bunch of sellers flood the market in April and May, you could be competing with 5 or 10 other homes in your neighborhood for the same pool of buyers. Now, inventory is still relatively moderate compared to historical norms. We're not oversupplied, but the trend is up, not down. And if that continues throughout 2026, the advantage shifts more and more towards buyers. So if you're on the fence, listing sooner when there's less competition might actually work in your favor. So here's the key takeaway. Inventory is a leading factor. It tells you where the market is headed. And right now it's telling us that seller advantage is slowly disappearing. It's not gone, but it's shrinking. So if you're thinking about selling, you don't want to wait so long that you miss that window entirely. Now let's talk about the other side of the equation, buyer demand. Because even if inventory is up, if demand is also strong, you're still in a good position as a seller. So where is demand right now? The good news, you guys, is that buyers are still out there. We're seeing consistent showings, open houses are getting traffic, and qualified buyers are making offers. But, and this is important, demand is sensitive to a few key factors, and any one of them could shift quickly. Now, first off, interest rates. Right now, in mid-2026, mortgage rates are volatile. They're not at historic lows of 2020 and 2021, but they're also not at scary highs that we saw in parts of 2023. They're hovering in that range where most buyers can work with. But if rates spike again, let's say we hit 7 or 8%, buying purchasing power drops immediately. And a buyer who can afford an $800,000 home at 6% might only qualify for $700,000 at 7.5%. Now, second is economic confidence. If the economy stays stable, people feel good about making big purchases like homes. But if we hit a recession, if unemployment spikes and the stock market tanks, buyers completely freeze. They hold off on major decisions. And when that happens, homes sit on the market longer and prices often soften. Now, third is local job market. LA and OC economies are relatively strong right now. We've got tech, we've got entertainment, healthcare, defense, diverse industries bringing people here. But if major employers start laying off, or if there's a slowdown in any one of these factors, that affects buyer demand directly. So here's the point. Demand is decent right now, but it is fragile. It can change based on factors that are outside of your control. So if conditions are favorable right now, that's actually an argument for selling sooner rather than gambling that demand will still be strong 6 or 12 months from now. Now let's talk about pricing, because this is where all of the sellers get it wrong and end up leaving money on the table, or worse, they don't sell at all. Based on current market data and projections, we're expecting a modest price movement in LA and Orange County in 2026. Now we're talking maybe a 1% dip, maybe flat, maybe slight growth, depending on the area. This is not a boom year and it's not a crash year. It's more of like a stabilization year. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'm gonna wait another year because my home will be worth more, you need to seriously question that assumption. If prices stay flat or if they dip slightly, waiting doesn't help you. And if inventory continues to rise, you might actually get less for your home a year from now because of increased competition. Now, here's where strategy comes in mind. In a balanced or a slightly buyer-leaning market, pricing is everything. You cannot overprice and hope for the best. And I see this happen all the time. Sellers list at an aspirational price, and then the home sits for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and then they end up reducing the price below what they should have listed in the first place. And now the home looks stale, and buyers are wondering, what's wrong with it? You lose momentum, and most importantly, you lose money. Now the smarter play, price it right from day one. Make sure you look at comparables in your neighborhood from the past 3 months, and not what you think your home is worth, but what actually buyers are paying for homes right now. And if you price competitively, you create urgency. You might even get multiple offers, which drives up the price naturally. And here's a secret. In a market like this, the first 2 weeks your home is on the market are the most critical. That's when you have maximum visibility, maximum buyer interest, and maximum leverage. If you don't capture attention in that window because your price is too high, you've already lost. So if you're selling in 2026, your pricing strategy is more important than ever. And honestly, this is where working with someone who knows your micro market inside and out makes all the difference. And I'm not just pulling out numbers out of the air. I'm looking at actual sales data, days on market, price per square foot, and what's currently in escrow. That is how you price to sell. Now let's talk about something sellers often overlook: days on market. This is how long your home sits before it goes into escrow. And in 2026, this number matters so much. In a hot seller's market, homes are moving fast. Now we're talking days, sometimes hours, multiple offers, bidding wars, sold over asking. But we're not in that market right now. The average days on market in LA and Orange County has been slowly creeping up. Homes are taking longer to sell, which means buyers have more time to think, more time to negotiate, and more power in the transaction. Here's the psychological side of this. When a home first hits the market, buyers are curious. They're excited. They want to see it before someone else snatches it up. But if a home sits for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or even 6 weeks, buyers start to wonder. They start to think, what's wrong with this house? Why hasn't it sold? Maybe we can lowball them because the homeowner is desperate. And the longer your house sits, the worser it gets. Even if there's nothing wrong with the house and the perception is that it's overpriced or undesirable, and once that perception sits in, it's really hard to shake off. So here's a strategy. You want to create urgency from the start. Price it right, stage it beautifully, market it aggressively, and get it sold quickly. Because every week that goes by in this market is a week where your negotiating power weakens. And this is another reason why waiting might not help you. If the market continues to soften throughout 2026, days on market will continue to increase. That means if you list now, you might sell in 2 weeks. But if you wait until the fall, you might be waiting for 6 weeks or 2 months. And that's not just frustrating, it's expensive. Carrying costs, opportunity costs, and eventually you'll have to drop the price just to get attention. The condition of your home isn't just aesthetics, it's about strategy. And if your home isn't ready, that might actually be an argument for waiting a few months to get it right. But once it's ready, don't sit on it, get it on the market. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. What does waiting actually cost you? Because a lot of sellers think, I'll just wait and see what happens. But waiting isn't free. It has real costs, and you need to factor those in. First, the opportunity cost. Let's say you're planning to sell and downsize, or sell and move to a different state, or sell and invest the equity elsewhere. Every month you wait is a month you're not living that next chapter in your life. If your goal is to retire early, or travel, or to be closer to family, waiting delays all of that. Now, number two, there are carrying costs. Property taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, HOA fees. If you haven't seen them, these add up. And if you're holding on to a house you don't really want to keep just to time the market perfectly, you're spending thousands of dollars for a potential gain that may never materialize. Third, there's market risk. You might wait hoping prices will go up and they might go down instead. Or inventory might spike and suddenly you're competing with 10 other sellers in your neighborhood. Or interest rates might jump up and buyer demand evaporates. The point is, you guys, waiting is a gamble. And sometimes the safest move is to act when conditions are favorable, which they are right now. And here's something that most people don't think about. The longer that you wait, the older your comparable sales get. If you list right now, you're comparing your home to sales from the past 3 months, likely strong comps. But if you wait a year, you might be comparing your sales to a weaker market, and that affects your pricing power. So before you decide to wait, ask yourself, what am I waiting for? If the answer is, I'm hoping that prices go up, that's speculation. But if the answer is, I need to get my home ready or I'm waiting for a specific life event, that's a plan. And that is a big difference. All right, guys, let's bring this all together. Should you sell your Los Angeles or Orange County home in 2026 or should you wait? Here's my honest take based on everything that we've covered. If you're already thinking about selling or if your home can be ready soon and if your life circumstances align, 2026 is a solid year to make your move. Inventory is manageable, buyer demand is still decent, interest rates are stable, and you have an opportunity to sell before conditions potentially shift against you. Waiting might make sense if your home needs serious work, or if you're not emotionally ready, or if you have a specific timeline that makes sense for your situation. But waiting just to time the market perfectly, now that's risky. And in many cases, it costs you more than it gains you. So here's where I come in. I don't just list homes and hope for the best. I help you build a complete strategy, pricing, staging, marketing, negotiation, tailored specifically to your home and your goals. And I've helped dozens of LA and Orange County homeowners get top dollar for their homes because I treat every listing like it's my own. I analyze the data, I know the neighborhoods, and I know what buyers are looking for right now in 2026. So here's what I'm offering. A completely free 2026 home value and seller strategy report. I pull comps in your neighborhood, assess current market conditions, give you an accurate valuation, and create a personalized roadmap for your sale, including timing, pricing, and what you need to do to maximize your sales price. There's no obligation, there's no pressure, just real information so you can make the smartest decision for your situation. The links are in the description below. Click it, fill out the quick form, and you'll get your report instantly within 24 hours. And if you want to hop on a call and talk through your specific situation, I'm here for that too. And before you go, drop a comment and let me know. Are you planning to sell your home in 2026 or are you waiting? I want to hear your thoughts and I respond to every single comment personally. This is a conversation and not a lecture. If this video helped you gain some clarity, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I post market updates, seller tips, and no BS real estate advice every single week. If you're serious about selling, you need this information in your corner. Thank you for watching, guys, and remember, the best time to sell is when you're informed, prepared, and ready to act.